Hi Collective, welcome to my channel. I am Crystal, a divine and cosmic psychic medium here, delivering messages to you from the higher realms. So welcome in everybody. All of my readings are timeless, know that, but it is more fun to catch my readings in real time as I am always connecting with the cosmic energy. So definitely subscribe so you don't miss my readings. You can watch them at any time, okay? But this is a very, very significant transmission for those of you that are catching this in real time, because it's going to reach 144,000 chosen ones, light workers, earth angels, star seeds. They're in alignment with my energy that this message is for. So Ashtar command has given me a lot of downloads to be able to put out into this reading, that this is a very, very powerful time as we are having these very powerful solar flares that are coming in that are of X class, that are in alignment. These solar flares that are coming in are bringing large amounts of light codes and energies that are in alignment with the start of the eclipse season, which is ushering in the mass awakening, right, globally. So this is a very powerful time. The ascended masters of light, the angels of light, are all uniting and coming together to free humanity from the matrix and return Earth to the Christ vibration. Etheric groups of extraterrestrial angels and light beings by the millions of starships are all working as coordinating of the activities of the space fleets. So Ashtar, the most radiant one, the commander of the galactic fleet, representative of the Universal Council of the Confederation of Planets, is currently engaging in Earth's ascension process. I've been talking about this, that we've been in the 11th hour, that this is a very, very powerful time of holding the vibrational frequency. Upon starting this transmission, I was getting things, stratosphere, integration, like mobilizing. They're definitely mobilizing, and they have been for quite some time. But it's this raising of the collective consciousness, of raising your vibration, is allowing more energy to emerge in this planet. More, it has to do with the integration process. It's like things have been slowly and slowly more coming together, right? AR 3590 is having to do with the earth codes and the energy that's coming through these solar flares. The symphony of light, the cosmic wisdom, the cosmic rhythm, harmonizing influence of source energy, arise in unity in the pillars of the light. So we're helping hold the frequency. We light workers, earth angels, star seeds, whatever you may define yourself as, we hold these energetic light codes within us. And this has to do with the reset and the restructuring of Earth. That's why it's really important for us to hold the frequency. I had to already start this transmission over, because when I first started it out was that a lot of you need to be very careful at this time of holding your frequency to the highest vibration that you can, right? Of holding in that love, that light. And this is a very, very powerful time because we're in the 11th hour. And this is a time where you're needing to make those decisions to let go of those that are pulling you down. I've been getting a lot of references of quicksand. This is the time, like what happens with quicksand when you're jumping in to save others, it pulls you in, right? And this is a very powerful time where you need to know in the 11th hour, it is crucial for you to hold your frequency to light and to let go and to go with the flow to ascend up to this frequency, right? As it is very, very important for the restructuring. And I've been talking a lot about this, that there are many, many light workers and earth angels and star seeds that are all over the planet, out in the millions, right? But there's only 144,000 that are the leaders that are going to be holding the frequency, the keys, the codes to unlocking all of this, right? So this is a time where I need the 144,000 to unite and come together by holding this frequency. Hold the frequency of cosmic intelligence. You have it within you. It's not about, so be very careful about engaging in things and lower vibrational energies. And I know it's the ones that are closest to you, your family members, your friends, your loved ones. that are trying to pull you down, that are trying to get you to talk about them and their behavior and their things and their lower vibrational energy. You need to stay of highest vibration as possible at this time. The 144,000 are the masters of light. They hold the rainbow codes and the geometric crystal codes for the crystal matrix. So the pyramids of codes by the intergalactic fleet have been activated. So that's what I mean. We are in the 11th hour. This is very, very important. Only light. Do not fear. No negativeness. No fear frequency. Hold the light at this time. Okay. So, I don't know, I'm trying to remember where to go because I had to restart this reading, right? Okay, so this light wave activation, major global awakenings, frequency of divine light, unveiling of mysteries and illusions, the new energetic gateway, and moving through these huge energetics. The fifth dimensional living, releasing fear-based matrix was the old world structure. Now we're in the age of knowing. The age of believing is over. New timelines and shifting, new emotional perspectives, times for integration of light codes. So we're getting ready to emerge into 2 eclipses in a 14-day interval. So the energy that's pulsating is very, very powerful at this time. Massive accelerated awakenings are happening, right? As today, literally, like that's what I mean. Some of this is just coming in so fast. Right, okay. So this eclipse energy is changing our world. The solar activation phase, the energetic flares that are coming in, this is opening up this eclipse corridor. And it's waves from the solar plasma causing geometric disturbances. Like even things are going to be going offline, right? When we're having our phones and all of those things going down, like don't give in to the fear, you know, the disconnection is all part of the purpose, right? All right, so they were bringing all sorts of stuff I was getting. The awakening is going to be mainstream and they cannot stop it. This is the greatest cover-up in human history and it is being shattered. Will not be the end of the earth, but the end of darkness and evil on earth. The dawn of the 7th golden age of enlightenment. The cosmic plan, the greater plan to heaven on earth. The cosmic order, universal harmony, heaven on earth, dreams into reality. Every thoughts create reality, reshape thoughts with intent, collective transformation. Powerful intentions align our thoughts with action. The quest to manifest heaven on earth, to harmonize our world, reality with peace and uplifting. So every thought, every word carries a frequency, and you need to know that. So it's very, very imperative, I'm hearing at this time, to hold that frequency, to not engage in any type of conversations that are going to be lowering your vibration. You're weavers of the light, the fabric of reality, and every star, every snowflake, every leaf is unique. It's all part of a grand design, just as we were. And we're restoring that justice. There's so many different downloads I was getting. The Arcturian Council, influx of energy, deconstruction of the old paradigm, large amounts of energy coming in, the disturbance, and the nanotechnology. Oh, that was another thing I was getting, as I've been talking about, too. It's also very, very important, too, because the systems are going offline. The things that they've been using for mass control, right? The vibrations are coming in so heavy and so strong, and it's knocking all those nanos out. And it's stopping the control, so that's what I mean. We're getting ready to witness globally massive awakenings and just so many things shattering. And that's what I mean is they're going to be putting it off as people are, they're going to be really trying to push more and more fear as more and more people are uniting and coming together and like refusing to be controlled and things like that, right? But that's why I'm saying, like, you need to turn off the news. You need to stop that, right? You need to not give in to that. You need to know to hold that frequency of love and unity, right? Lightweight activation. So for transformative sleep, I wrote down. So a lot of you, like, you could just wake up because you could get like a lot of clearing and things like that could be happening in your dreamscape while you're sleeping. You could wake up more elevated too, because for a lot of you, I guess that's what needs to happen, the integration of these, because these energies are coming through very strong, but as you're purging out emotions and feelings, it's going to allow you to integrate these new light codes that are coming in. Like the advice that I've been giving everybody with eclipse energies is, they're very, very intense, especially when these energies are coming in so strong. Like if they could make you want to burst out with emotions and feelings, and if you're like around the wrong person or you're in an argument, you could be lashing out in other ways, releasing those energies, right? So that's why, like, you need to be really careful when you're feeling the intensities of these energies, like you're feeling this urgency and this explosive stuff, right? Like, you need to breathe. The breath work is really important, because for a lot of you, these large amounts of energy that are coming in are actually trying to purge out blockages, chakras that are blockages, healing out trauma, woundings, things like that. And just by letting out these bursts of energy through breathing and breath work, instead of like being very mindful of your words, is going to be very, very imperative to not derail you and knock you offline. That's why it's really important to not be surrounded by any things that are going to be putting you in fear or getting you angry and mad and getting you into that lower vibrational energy, because it's kind of like that's what they're trying to attach this energy to. They're trying to get everyone, the matrix, right, is trying to destabilize, but it is deteriorating. So you have to control that energy, and you have to know that these urges, these large amounts of energy that's coming in, it's to upgrade you, but it's like you have to be in that calm mindset for it to be able to integrate. So that's what I'm getting for a lot of you. It's going to be when it's sleeping, because that's when you're able to calm down. So shock waves of light, new ascension energy, online with source, very important to all the light workers at this time, because like I said, it's really important the light workers are holding the frequency, right? And it's really important to not be sharing anything of low vibrational. And that's why I had to restart this reading. So in the last one, I was talking a lot about, like, we're so used to light working, we're so used to being there for people and taking in and absorbing their energy and transmuting it out, right? And healing and taking on people's demons and dark energy and being a vessel, right, for them to be able to vent to. But it's like at this time you can't do that. And it's really hard for me to explain that you have to not do that at this time, because it's in a sense, it's like, because somebody may really need to talk to you at this time. But it's if it's going to jeopardize your pathway and where you're at, because you're not going to be able to come back from that, because then these solar flares are going to be coming in so strong that you're going to downward spiral, instead of the wrong way. That's why you need to be very, very careful at this time. You need to know that we're in the 11th hour, and there's so much that is like coming at you to try to deter you. You don't want to get caught up in the dark forces that are just turning you to quicksand. And that's why I'm saying, like, it is so hard for me to give this message, because it's like you see somebody trapped in quicksand, you want to get them out, right? But what happens if you're not, you need to let us unite and do that, because you don't know that just by maybe you walking away and them spending time alone, then they feel the energy, and globally, because globally it's going to cause these, it's going to be a ripple effect. You need to let the ripple effect occur if you want to be part of the 144,000 that are rising at this time. If you let the quicksand pull you in, then you're going to have to wait for the saving of the others, right? You're going to have to wait for the transmutation. So you need to know that. You got to come up. You got to get out of the quicksand. Don't get sucked into the quicksand at this time. We are in the 11th hour. We happen in the 11th hour. Hold the frequency. Stay above it all. So you need to be walking away and shutting out things. You need to know you have somewhere to go right now. heightened solar storms, March 24th to the 25th. Spiritual growth and transformation, evolutionary leap in consciousness, dedicated to help the masses awakening and purging these old paradigms and shedding the old self. So for a lot of you, this integration, like, you could have people be calling you selfish and how could you not be there for me right now? Like, literally, but this is a time where you need to have that selfishness and you need to focus on you and integrating. And this is also the self-love that you're needing to deploy for yourself, for the protection for you, for the integration, for the heart. And just think that you need to kind of look at it as you're helping more on a global level instead of just, you know, one soul could be stopping you from thousands and thousands of others, millions of others, billions of, you know what I mean? You got to look at it in a higher level than that. You need to hold the vision. It's really important to be holding the vision, the frequency. Heaven on earth. Not fear, not anything that the projections are trying, because so many of them are trying to project. The devil is dispatching like all agents within the matrix to try to come at the 144,000 because they know how imperative this is. They're trying to flip the way collectively, right? And that's how we're going to be saving many on a mass level, is the light workers need to unite at this time, because our frequency needs to be stronger, because there are a lot of light workers that are getting knocked offline. You need to know that. So this cosmic activity, all right. So the fleets are organized, and I was getting stratosphere, stratosphere. I'm not even sure what that means. But some of you, like, if it makes sense, it's going to make sense to you. It's like you can't, for the protection, that's why you can't just look up and see, but as you raise your vibration and you elevate, you're able to see so much more. The keys, the secrets, the codes, they're all revealed to those who look for them. So yeah, out of the star codes, astrals, solar flares. First house, look, arrival. The reset is here. Uranus change and Sagittarius expand. Dignified strength. Vesta, Hearth, and Libra balance. We'll take a look into these cards because each of these have their own, an Aries act. Powers of the universe, right? We are in Aries season. This is a Libra full moon lunar eclipse that is starting this out. This first house activates strength. Vesta. All right, let's get into books. I can find out more, right? And we've seen Juno 2 partnership. I wanted to dismiss it, right? Okay. But we'll go back to that. Solar flares is activate. Changes in the air. A flare of energy supports your work. The mood is restless, sparky, revolutionary, and curious. People are hungry for change. It's not a time to be quiet, but to be fast on your feet. Solar flares magnify the energy on any other card you pull. So solar flare, I have it right next to strength and first house. What you build during a solar flare may be hot and fervent, but not necessarily long-lived. To turn an idea or a love affair into something permanent, like a business plan or a partnership, will take conscious effort. Temper flares along with the sun. You can scorch yourself with too much passionate action and not enough emotional sensitivity if you are not mindful. See, just enough, right? I was getting that too, that's why these integrations, like, they happen in phases, and they happen slow enough to where it can all integrate. Yeah, I don't think I wrote that part down, but I read that a few times today. There's a more beautiful way of explaining it, right? It's why we're having these 2 eclipses in 14 days intervals, right? Instead of it all hitting us at once. It's why there needs to be a releasing and a clearing out, a letting go. You're going to be getting a lot of these things brought up and revealed to you that you have to release and let go of. And like I said, for a lot of you, it's going to be challenging because it's going to be things that you didn't want to let go of. Friends and family, you're going to be realizing these karmic cycles and situations that have been holding you back, that have been keeping you trapped and stuck, and you're needing to let go of those now. That's why the solar flare is giving you the strength, right? Really realizing what it is you truly want to create and desire. It may be tempting to take over. Yes, it's time for you to shine, but to bring everyone along with you rather than dominate them, or you may be left high and dry once the game is over. That's the challenge. For weeks, months, and lifetimes, you have prepared for this moment. The muscles you've built in your body and soul and the understanding you have occurred are needed here at this time and place. That's what I mean. Play to your strengths, use your contacts, sing that song that best fits your voice. Do so with humble respect for the process. The situation is strong enough for you to fulfill your potential without stepping on another person to get ahead. The wind is with you, but will not do the work for you. Take the lead, do your work, and bring your team along with you. The planet is at its strongest when it is essentially or accidentally dignified in a sign or a placement that aligns with its nature and adds strength. See, these cards can have a lot of messages when you look at like the placements of them next to each other. There's something to do, because I put the three of these together. Vesta dignified with solar flares. So there's something to do with the influence. That's why I got away from using this deck, because I wanted to learn it before I really started using it. But then I was guided last night and told to use this deck, right? So here we go. So Vesta calls you to be hearth fire, to share yourself for the benefit of all, but to still have enough energy left to live healthfully and give again another day. The second largest and brightest asteroid between Jupiter and Mars was named after Vesta, the oldest goddess of Earth, home, the family, and the center of a strong community. The fire in her temple was never allowed to go out, and the fire in the hearth of every home was sacred to her. She did not get involved in politics or the misadventures of the other gods. Evaluate yourself and your life. Each human task is to help reduce the total suffering on earth and increase the total joy. Your joy and suffering matters as much, neither more nor less, than anyone else. Do not burn yourself up for another's cause, nor without your warmth, but share what you will have to offer. This is not a situation where you need to take sides. Come back to the center, to the flame, to your hearth, and your core values. Focus on that center flame instead of the personalities involved. Remember what matters. Find that deep calm within. Light a candle with a prayer and use it to bring your focus to the center, and let the rest fall away. Then decide, advise, and operate from there. It may be time to take a retreat, a chance to clear yourself, clear your energy field, cleanse your environment, reclaim your temple. It is a relationship is truly of value and important to your soul. The person or team you've involved with will honor you and your progress. So Vesta warns you to share yourself rather than sacrifice yourself. Your hard work at holding the situation together may be ignored or taken for granted unless you know your worth. Find the temple within, the place of quiet safety where you can tend the fire, and carry the sacred temple with you always. Alright, so whoever that makes sense to, that's for you, right? If you're not sure how this is pertaining to your life and to your situation at this time, it's going to be unfolding for you coming into this. It's one of these, like, you might not even be aware that you have these certain situations and these influences. And it's like, because for a lot of you, I'm feeling like there's blockages. But it's like once these energies come in and these blockages and obstacles are cleared, some of you are starting to feel that energy like, wow, like, okay, well, now I want to pursue. And it's like you're going to know when you're at those moments where this is going to apply for you. If that didn't make sense to you, it's going to at some point, right? Or or not. But take it however, right? I just sometimes I get up here and it's just like when I'm channeling and giving these messages, like it makes no sense how it's all coming together, and then it does. And I don't know, I feel to explain that because for some of you, like some of you totally get everything I'm saying, and that's beautiful. I love that. You're definitely part of my star family, you know? But for the ones that it doesn't make sense, like it's going to. Something's going to happen where it's going to. That's the message that they're having me give out to you. Because there's been many times where I don't get stuff, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh. Like those sort of moments are going to be happening. And maybe it doesn't even have to do with Vesta, but it's something else in your life, right? Sometimes we don't always see why things are happening. There's a grander scale, grand sign, right? So there's something to do with act, and there's something to do with balance. Something, you know, justice is coming in with this solar eclipse. It's bringing justice in your worlds where you may even be not even aware that there is an imbalance. Something with the first house, because this was like hidden and tucked over here. This is all about balancing things out in the arrival. The first house describes how you enter the world, your first impressions, and the birth of your journey of self-discovery. It's like for some of you, I'm getting you don't even know your true authentic self because you had some sort of wounding where you couldn't be expressive and be yourself. And it's like you changed who you were, you hid who you were, something to do with that. And you got so used to doing it that way that you didn't even realize that you weren't being your true self. So that's what I mean, like it's not going to make sense to you. And then all of a sudden, when these woundings are lifted and shedded, and in this moment we're going to be like, wait a minute, like you're just going to reach this freeing energy of like, you know what? And it's like as you're starting to feel to make these major changes, like really maybe it's changing your career path and where you're living and what you're doing, and you're changing your life, and then you realize like, wow, now I see what I was hiding. Now I see why I was struggling and I was not obtaining. I wasn't growing. I wasn't expanding. I wasn't, you know, and then you're going to realize like, wow, yes, like I was living like, I'm hearing facade, like, somebody's just unaware that they've been cheating themselves. It's like living somebody else's dream, right? And not even realizing it. Especially, like, that's how I feel like what's happening. So many people are waking up to realizing that they're being controlled in a matrix, right? That we are all unique, special, beautiful. We all have our own unique talents and skill sets and abilities, and we were never all supposed to be conformed to a matrix of mass control. And just, it's like waking up to that, like so there's this major change, right, that's taking place. It's so beautiful. Planets in the first house are just about to arrive over the eastern horizon, where the sun would be just before dawn, so we would feel them strongly. Take responsibility for how you are perceived. As you walk in the door, assess what you lead with. What is your mannerism, appearance, signals? Notice if you leave with charm and prickly defenses with your mind of your heart, or whether you're versatile, changing your approach. People read what you put out, whether or not. Okay, I don't want to get too much into the reading. I'm just getting the strong energies, like somebody's just been misunderstood. The first house can also spring with a surge of temper or other strong emotions that rush to your head like mercury in a hot thermometer. If this happens, bring your awareness back down to your feet. This metaphor also implies to a business or a project or a leadership. You are challenged to see beyond the shallowness of appearance, see behind smoke screens, and take responsibility for how you are perceived. The arrival. First house. Libra, there's something to do with something being balanced. And then 10th house is on the bottom. Next to Pluto, rebirth, and Neptune, vision. So those are definitely an influence. They were showing me relationships, the 7th house, and I was seeing Juno, partnerships. I'm getting for a lot of you, this has to do with partnerships, relationships, situations, where some of you have been realizing that you've been conforming to things, you've been staying in things that aren't true and authentic to who you are. You're going to be getting the big realization like, wow, yeah, how can I expand and grow when I'm, you know, for some of you, like, you could be walking away like, I need to pursue myself. Like, I don't want this. And people are like, you're so selfish. What? Like, no, you can't. So that's what I mean. That's the energy I'm getting at. Remember, that's how you hold the frequency. Doing what makes you happy. You holding your dreams, passions, desires, going after what you want, not letting another influence over you. The 10th house is authority. If your chart were a village map, the 10th house would be courthouse, governments, public faces, your work. Here's an arena for the most public self, your relationship to authority figures, and your role as a leader. You're being asked to step up and take the next level of personal authority. It's hard to build something without a clear blueprint. So look to your definition of a strong leader. So some of you, like, your structures are getting torn down, your belief systems. Maybe you've been realizing that you've been working, you've been going towards something just to impress somebody, and you're like, wait a minute, it doesn't even matter. Nope, I'm not doing that. This is literally where maybe some of you you've had this career path, this dream that you were gonna go through all of the schooling to go after a certain job, and instead you're like, nope, it's meant for me to be a spiritual teacher. And so everybody's like, what? You've spent so much money, we've helped you so much time, like, you have your license, you have your whatever, all of your certifications, all of that, you're going to throw all of that away to go be a spiritual guru, to be whatever it may be, and you're just like, yep, bye. You know what I mean? Like, this is very beautiful. And it's empowering you up more than ever, right? This is beautiful. And that was just one example. You can use this in a myriad of ways, right? So, wow, it's beautiful. All right, I'm really warm. I gotta go. 32:20. I need to go get some air, get out. Just be very careful of how you use this energy. Remember to breathe, let it anchor, let it close out. Things that are coming up, a lot of times it's bubbling up for you to feel it and release it. Remember to have compassion, even these things that are coming at you. If people are trying to come at you and bring up stuff from the past, all the things that are trying to come at you to bring up the past is the enemy, is matrix agents that are trying to put you in a perpetual state of downfall, right? So just say, yeah, I forgive it. I'm letting it go for me, because all that matters is here in the present moment, and I'm creating my reality with my thoughts right now. All right, love and light to all of you. Check out more readings. I'm going to be doing more later. Bye, guys.